Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into Daniel J. Siegel's Mindsight. It's all about the new science of personal transformation.
That's right. We've gone through it chapter by chapter, really trying to pull out the key stuff.
Yeah, the core ideas on how understanding your own internal world of your mind can actually lead to, well, positive changes.
Things like emotional healing, better relationships, genuine growth, things people are often looking for.
Exactly. So the big question is, how does knowing what's happening inside, how does that actually change things?
Well, that's what Siegel tackles. He connects our inner feelings, our thoughts, directly to our brain's biology. And he introduces this idea of Mindsight.
Mindsight, okay.
Yeah, it's this ability not just to kind of see our own mind and maybe understand others, but to actively shape it.
Shape it. Okay. I remember chapter 1 used Barbara's story. That really seemed to anchor the concept. What was key there for you?
Her brain injury and how her personality changed so dramatically. It just powerfully shows how much our brain function is who we are, you know? So Mindsight starts with recognizing that link, brain and self. And knowing that can help you work towards emotional balance again.
Which flows right into chapter 2, talking about neuroplasticity. This idea that the brain isn't fixed, it can change.
Absolutely crucial. That what fires together, wires together principle, it's fundamental.
So our experiences, even just our thoughts, are constantly reshaping our brain.
Constantly sculpting it. And the really empowering part is that you can direct this. By choosing where you focus your attention, you influence which neural pathways get strengthened.
So you have some agency there. You can take an active role.
Exactly. You're not just passively receiving experiences.
Okay, so we can change our brains. But then chapter 3 asks, what even is the mind? It's not just the brain matter itself, is it?
No, Siegel defines it quite differently as an embodied and relational process. It regulates the flow of energy and information.
Energy and information flow.
Yeah, both inside you and also between you and other people. And Mindsight, that's the skill you use to become aware of that flow, to see the patterns, and then, importantly, to modify it.
Modify the flow. And when that flow is maybe chaotic or too rigid, that's where integration comes in, chapter 4.
Precisely. The choir metaphor he uses is great. Integration is about linking different parts of the brain so they work together harmoniously.
And without that harmony,
you get chaos, like overwhelming emotions, or rigidity, like getting stuck in certain ways of thinking or behaving. Mindsight helps you build that internal coherence. It leads to better mental health.
Chapter 5 give a really concrete example. Jonathan, dealing with his rage. That felt like Mindsight in action.
Totally. His story showed how developing that capacity to just observe his internal state, the anger rising without immediately reacting, gave him this vital space.
Space to choose a different response.
Exactly. To respond rather than just react makes you think, doesn't it? How often do we just react?
Definitely. And for practical tools, chapter 6 brings in the Wheel of Awareness. What's the main idea behind that practice?
It's a kind of meditation, really. It helps you systematically broaden your awareness. You focus on your senses, your body, your thoughts, your feelings, even your connection to others.
So it strengthens that central hub of awareness.
Yeah, builds clarity, focus, and emotional resilience. It's a very practical tool.
And chapter 7 offers another one, SIFT. Sensations, images, feelings, thoughts. Seems like a quick check-in method.
It is. Super useful for increasing self-awareness in the moment. Just pausing and asking, what sensations are here? Any images, feelings, thoughts. It gives you a much richer picture of your inner landscape right then.
Which you need if you want to understand or change anything.
Right.
Then chapter 8 talked about the brain's low road and high road. That to explain those instant reactions we sometimes have.
Yeah, the low road is that quick, automatic, often emotional pathway. Think fight or flight. The high road is slower, involves the cortex, more thoughtful processing.
And Mindsight helps us.
Helps us notice when we're on that reactive low road and intentionally shift, engage the high road for a more reflective, considered response. Better decisions, usually.
Moving deeper, chapter 9 tackled memory. Explicit, implicit. How does Mindsight play a role there?
Well, those implicit memories, often formed early on and outside our conscious recall, can still drive feelings and behaviors now. Mindsight can help bring the patterns associated with these memories into awareness.
Even if you don't remember the specific event.
Exactly. Bringing awareness to the pattern allows for healing and integration, reshaping how the past influences the present. It helps build a more coherent sense of self.
And the final piece, chapter 10, pulls it all together with the triangle of well-being.
Yes. Mind, brain, and relationships. Siegel argues that mental health arises from the integration of these three. They all influence each other.
So our well-being isn't just internal, it's tied to our connections, our physical brain.
And Mindsight is the key to fostering that integration across all 3 points of the triangle for a healthier, more fulfilling life overall.
So wrapping up, Mindsight really gives us this framework grounded in neuroscience for developing self-awareness, fostering healing, and driving personal growth.
Yeah, it underscores our capacity to actively shape our own inner world and well-being through focused attention and intention. It's quite hopeful, actually.
It really is. So here's something to think about this week. What might happen if you consciously directed your attention, maybe just for a few moments each day? Could you start to notice subtle shifts in your inner experience? What might you discover if you try intentionally sifting through an experience or two? Thanks for diving deep with us.